Are you sick and tired of endless donation requests coming your way? Keep watching to learn how to turn a donation dilemma into a donation decision, and my top tips for creating a strategy to deal with donation requests so that you can finally love to give again. Hey there, I'm Kathy Donovan Wagner, founder of Retail Mavens and mother of America's most fun family. And if you want more retail tips and tricks that actually work and work fast for you, then you hit subscribe below and make sure you click the bell to get notifications so that you don't miss a thing. The definition of the word dilemma is a situation in which someone must choose one of two or more unsatisfactory alternatives. And doesn't that describe exactly how we feel when a customer comes up to the counter with a piece of paper in their hand and says, "Hey, listen, is the owner in? This is one of my favorite stores to shop in, and I'm here all the time, and I'd love for her to donate to my child's school auction." And now they're talking to you, the owner, and they don't even know who you are, and you would swear you've never seen this person ever before. And their school is located an hour away from your store. Ugh. Don't you hate this situation? It is a dilemma because every alternative seems bad, seems unsatisfactory. You need a strategy for how to handle donations so that you can turn the donation dilemma into a donation decision by implementing a few helpful criteria that you can use then to make a decision every time. You need to decide who you will donate to, what you will donate, and how much. Those three things. Sounds simple, right? Well, let's dig into it. Who should you donate to? Listen, make a decision about this. Then you can share it with everyone. Which organizations do you want to support? What do you choose to support with your resources of time and of money and of inventory? It's your store and you can make the decision. And it is really important and vital, and we want to give back to the community that supports us, right? We do. But you must decide where to give back, what touches your heart and soul, what feels right for you. Our store was a kids store, so we decided to only support organizations that directly benefited kids of the same age that we serve. So for example, we wouldn't give to just a cancer foundation, but we would give to a pediatric cancer foundation. I became very comfortable about sharing that with people. It allowed me to turn away some donation requests easily because I could just tell the customer that that's what we do. And then the next step is to determine if the location of the organization is a factor or not. We decided that the organization had to be within the boundaries of the local school district. But listen, if you do a big online business, then you could really do it anywhere. Once again, you can share then that criteria with the customer once you make a decision. But just make the decision. And then you can tell the customer that if they have anything else that meets this criteria, you'd be happy to participate. What should I donate? This question is huge. Donations are an opportunity for your store to shine. I really grew to love donations as I recognized the impact that they can have on a community. It allows me to show off my store and impress potential new customers and hopefully bring them through my front door. You want the item you donate to generate all the free word of mouth publicity that it can. So let's talk about some of the common mistakes. Donating gift certificates or old inventory. Those items don't reflect your store's personality well and are always overlooked at auctions. I couldn't believe it that I had made a big donation to my kid's school and went in and just saw my gift certificate in with a million other things, like you'd never know it was from my store. So that was when I vowed I would never do that again. And giving old merchandise just doesn't really communicate a great story about who you are. Another common mistake is not making sure that your store's name is on it. Do not count on the organization doing it for you. Give them as much as you can ahead of time so that you have control over the messaging that's going out there, so you can tell your story. And this leads into another big mistake people make, that I made too so many times, is not being super clear on how you want your donation to be displayed. Don't hesitate to say that if they don't feel like they can honor their request, no big deal, but I just can't help you this time. Demand to see a photo of it for your records too, if possible. I would always just say that my accountant liked to see that along with the donation request on the organization's letterhead. It's so important to know how your donation is going to be displayed. I can remember going to my child's auction and being so excited to see the response that there was going to be for this fabulous gift package that I had put together. No more gift certificates, right? I had really taken time and planned out a fabulous thing. It was a kids' sleepover party. It contained pajamas, it contained fun games, an arts and craft activity, a bedtime book. I was horrified to find out that they had put it in a big basket along with a gift certificate from a movie theater and a tiny donation from another competing store. And worse than that, the way the signage was, it made it seem as if the whole package came from my competitor. I was so mad. And my friends on the committee didn't understand at all. I learned a very valuable lesson. So I created a form to use with every donation that talked a little bit about who we were and had a blank area where I could specify what the donated items were and what their value was. And I got a stand-up acrylic frame to hold this 8.5 by 11 piece of paper so it would always be visible. So I would pick the items to create a story that I wanted to do. I use this bedtime story one a lot. And then I'd allow the winner of the items, if they'd rather, to return them to my store for any items of the same value. That way I never had to worry about sizes. So it was like a gift certificate, but so much better because it showed them the kind of merchandise I carried. Another great item to give away is a private shopping night. A private shopping party in your store, right? What fun, what fun. But the mistake I see people make is that they don't tell the message of who they are and what they really sell and the kind of experience someone is going to have when they come into their store. You've got to make sure that you're sharing all that information in there too. You want to intrigue new customers to come in and see your store. If you can include images on this, it's even better. And don't miss that opportunity to host a benefit or sponsor an event that relates with your store and your ideal customers. This form of cause marketing, they call it, can be an expensive form of charity giving, but oh my gosh, it's such a highly visible form of support. So if you think that these are your ideal customers, these are your raving fans, your thumbs, then go for it. The budget for it does come from your advertising and marketing funds, and be sure to ease the financial burden of that contribution by partnering with other local businesses too. A great way to get more help is to ask vendors and suppliers for merchandise and other giveaways like that. Also, don't hesitate to ask the benefiting organization if they can also help you split some costs. One more strategy I really like is giving a gift certificate to be shared with every single member that attends this function. Now, listen, I understand that scares you, right? But the thing you have to realize is that there is a cost to every new customer that you get. And honestly, this is a small cost to get someone brand new into your store. So you want to make it a significant amount. I recommend a gift certificate between $15 and $20 off, no restrictions. Just one per family. That's the only restriction I suggest you do it. I also suggest that you put a cancel date on it, usually making it like the end of the month or something so that they know exactly when they have to come in and not making it too long because otherwise they'll forget it. This is crazy powerful. Try it. All right, so we've talked about who to donate to. We've talked about what to donate. Now, how much? This is really a personal decision that each retailer has to make for themselves. But setting an annual budget or limit will make it easier to say no once you've reached your limit for the year if that's important to you. You just have to decide. But just make a decision once and then stick with it and you're done. The next thing is tracking these donations. So to keep track of donations during the year, what I did is I created a customer inside my POS system named donations. So then every donation I made, I would ring it up using that customer and mark the inventory down to 0. And that way the inventory was deducted from the store and that receipt was then stapled to their request form. So I always knew how much we had donated. It was made it very simple to add it all up. Learn to say no. Everything we've talked about can be changed at a moment's notice. It's your store, it's your party. You get to do what you feel like you want to do. One thing I would say is that, hey, I'm sorry, but we've reached our donation budget for the year, for the quarter, for the whatever. I can't help you this time, but please bring it in earlier next time and I'd be happy to help. Listen, what you do is so important in supporting the community. You should feel good about giving. Next, watch this video to learn how to keep those new customers that you gained with your donation strategy to keep coming back time and time again. Happy retailing.